Hi, I'm Stephen Grossman and welcome to How to Play Blues Guitar. I picked out a whole bunch of what I think are lovely tunes, interesting tunes, challenging tunes to learn to play in lots of different keys. So the end result will hopefully give you a control and mastery of your guitar so you can tackle lots of different things. We're going to start off in the key of C. And the first thing I want to do is to try to get you in tune. Here's my high E string. And that should be to pitch. So tune your guitar to that. And let's go to the B string. And now our G. And how about our D? A. And now low E. Now you should be in tune, but to double check, let's just play a C chord. And sometimes you may have to tweak some notes, some of the strings a little bit to get it perfectly in tune, but let's hear. That sounds pretty good. Now take a look at my left hand. The C chord I'm playing is with my pinky on the 3rd fret of that first string, the high G. And if you stay looking at my left hand, you'll see that my ring finger is on the 3rd fret of the 5th string, but it's going to sometimes walk up to the 3rd fret of the 6th string. And we're going to have this, what I call an alternating bass. But we'll talk about that in a second. We want to learn the other chords that we generally play in the key of C. And this can be difficult. It's an F chord. Now don't groan. You're going to have to try to get this because it's an important chord. Classical players would play it this way. They would use a bar. But we want to play it like this because it's going to be much more convenient, and you'll see why over these lessons that we'll be giving you. Your thumb, is going to grasp the 1st fret of the 6th string. You're going to do a little barré with your index finger on the 1st frets of the 1st and 2nd, middle finger down on the 2nd fret of the 3rd, and you have your ring finger now on the 3rd fret of the 4th. And you might ask, well, what happens to that 5th string? I'm just touching very, very slightly with my ring finger, the 5th string, so it's deadened. Or you can actually, some people are able to, with their ring finger, bar both the 3rd fret of the 5th and the 4th. But basically, we just want to have 5 strings playing because we're going to have an alternating bass around this. And then we're going to have a G chord, and again, a simple first position G chord. I do suggest, take a look at this, that you play it this way, with your pinky down on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. A lot of people, and some great guitar players, they'll play it like this, which doesn't make too much sense to me because when you're in the key of C and you want to go to a G, that's much easier than have to go like that and then do a whole movement. So what are the chords we have? A C, we can put our pinky down on the 1st fret, the 3rd fret of the 1st string. We have an F chord. We have a G chord. And with this G chord, we can also play a G7. Index finger goes to the 1st fret of the 1st string, and sometimes we put also our ring finger, a pinky, on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. So those are the chords we're going to use in the key of C. Now the first thing that we're going to tackle is this alternating bass style, which I hope you're somewhat acquainted with, but if not, let's just go over it a little bit. In the key of C, we're first going to just be alternating between the 5th and the 4th string. Now it's not playing boom, boom. We're actually playing boom, chip. Almost hit and then a strum. And I'll also take a look at that left hand, and you'll see that I'm sort of loosening up the fingers once I play the notes. So I get a sort of a staccato effect. And Now I'm going to rock that ring finger, and I'd like you to just to try that with me very slowly. And I'm going to kill the strings now. See, I killed the strings I was playing, but yet the guitar is still sounding, and that's because my thumb is getting a good chick. Boom, chick. And now let's go to that F chord. And again, you hear how full it sounds because I'm really laying into those even beats. And then the G chord. And back to the C. Now another thing we're going to attempt to do is to sort of put a little salt and pepper, some spice into that bass. So with our palm of our right hand, we're going to lay it on the bass strings of our guitar, which sort of deadens the sounds. It dampens the sound of the bass. Now, why would we want to do that? So that the treble and the melody lines we're going to play are going to ring out. But that's something that may take you time. You may have to go back to that after you've learned quite a few of the tunes. Because to put that, if you're not doing it right away, to try to adapt that to your playing can take a little bit of practice. So we're in the key of C, and the first tune that I learned when I was learning how to pick guitar was a tune called Railroad Bill. Now, one thing that this DVD lesson takes advantage of is that we can put some audio tracks on as bonus tracks. So throughout this lesson, I'm going to tell you to, hey, stop the visual part and go to the audio track and listen to one of the recordings of the tune that I'm teaching you. We don't have recordings of all the tunes, but in this case we do. And this is a 1920s recording, the first recording of this tune, and it's Will Bennett doing Railroad Bill. So just you go to that, and then when you come back, I'll be teaching you how to play Railroad Bill the way I play it, but at least you'll hear the lyrics and you'll get an idea for the feel for the tune.